Hey everybody, I just want to give you a little video on how to quick and easily make a character sheet inside of ZBrush. And it's not that hard to do a character sheet in any number of other ways just by saving out rendered images. This one actually, they won't render out. They will look like it does here as opposed to like this there with shadows and stuff if you rendered it. So you won't see that kind of shadow detail, but you will get just a pretty decent preview image. So what this involves is something called Z App Link, and that's down here in the document menu. And when you basically what Z App Link is a link to an external editor. Okay, in this case it's going to be Photoshop, and you can use Photoshop to to make those edits. It's basically where it's going to send the character sheet to when it's done making it in here. Okay, and this can be used for other stuff as well. You can use this to edit UV maps and things like that. There's other applications for it, but it's just want to show you this initially because it's a quick and dirty way to make a character sheet. Okay, so what you do is you go to the document menu and you go to these views down here. So what you need to do is store the views you want on the sheet. Okay, so what you do is you position this thing. I'm just going to do this like this. Okay, and I'm going to call this my front view. So it doesn't necessarily need to be just a full facial front view, something like that. You can kind of make these anything you want. So if I click front, you'll see these two guys light up. Okay, now I don't really want this back view. Okay, so automatically what it's going to do is when you have a front, it's going to give you the 180 of that. So if it would look like that. Okay, go back to front. So what you have to do if you don't want that is to clear that view. And the way you do that in typically weird ZBrush fashion is you click a button that doesn't seem to make sense, clear to, and then back. That gets rid of that. Okay, kind of weird, I know, but that's ZBrush. Then I'm just going to do a just like a more or less side view, but in more in perspective, like that. A little bit of perspective. Okay, so that's going to be my, I'm just going to call that my right view. And again, I don't want the left view because it's really going to just look like the opposite of that. And I don't think that's all that necessary. Okay, so clear to left, like that. Top, bottom, don't care about in this particular thing. What I would like is just a kind of a, kind of a closer view of this guy, kind of more head on like that, perhaps. I mean, that's kind of cool, like that. Okay, something like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to go to document and call this my custom one view. Okay. And that's it. Then you click this, make character sheet. I've already linked this to Photoshop, but you'll see what it's going to do here. It's just going to pop it up in Photoshop just like that. Okay. And it picks up whatever background you have in ZBrush, so you can kind of see this isn't exactly black here. And this little white line around here, that is actually just a little artifact that goes away as you zoom in on it. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. So what you can do here, and you could have 8 of these, as many views as you want there in that little menu. It'll just put them in a big strip, alongside like this, and it will fit them in like so. But let's say I wanted to, make this totally black in the background here. I can just go to my background here and just go to the levels and darken that down like that if I wanted it to be black. Another nice thing for character sheets or something like that is you could insert like a solid color, for instance, in there. Not red naturally. You can also do let's say a gradient. Okay, which it would often look pretty good as well. So if I pick something like, I don't know, no, not that. But here's a nice blue. Yeah, that's pretty good, like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, so you can see super fast, super easy. You get a decent looking result with literally no work at all. Okay, so now that you know that that's there, you can use it if you want. Or you can just save out, single images and assemble them yourself inside of Photoshop or whatever other image area, editor you have. And then be sure you title it, things like that. You can also put some explanatory text on there if you want, all up to you. And as you can, you'll see from the examples I've shown from previous years, students do this in a variety of ways. Okay, so kind of up to you to figure it out, but it's kind of fun to see it all, kind of neat and tidy like that. All right, that is it.